Yo, what's going on, guys? It's PaddaKillz. I'm back with a brand new video. Today's video, I'm doing my predictions for the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals. So the Eastern Conference Finals starting in 1 hour, Carolina and Boston, and obviously San Jose and St. Louis. I think it's going to start either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to give my prediction on the two series and who I think is going to win. So far, I was honestly right with every prediction in the second round. I said St. Louis would in seven. I said Sharks would win in six. And I said the Bruins would win in. I said seven, and then I thought the Islanders were gonna win. I said Islanders in seven, but Carolina beat the Islanders, and Carolina has been they've been doing really well. And obviously that's that. So let's just review the first series. That's Carolina and Boston, since that series is gonna happen in an hour. Obviously, Carolina has exposed Tuukka Rask has been good for Boston, but look at Carolina's track record. They exposed Braden Holtby, then they exposed Robin Lehner. So they've been doing a pretty good job at scoring on good goaltenders. I really like their team. Like, their team is well rounded. They're really underrated. I feel like people are. I kind of think at the beginning they're really underrated, but I feel like they're not quite underrated anymore. But still a great team. You look at their team. They got offense. Their offense is really good with Sebastian Aho. You got Teuvo Teravainen. You've got all of these guys. I think Justin Williams is a great leader for that team. He's a great guy, a great leader for the young guys on that team. And the team has a lot of speed, and their defense is really good. You got Slavin. You've got Falk. You've got Hamilton. Their defensive core is probably one of the best in the league. And honestly, Peter Mrazek, he's got my respect. I definitely think in the second round, my big concern with Carolina was Peter Mrazek. I don't know. I think maybe Curtis McElhinney is going to play today, but even Curtis McElhinney has been really good for them. Peter Mrazek has been amazing for them. So you look at their team, well-rounded, and I love their coach, man. I love Carolina's coach. He is such a good coach. I definitely feel like he's probably one of the best coaches in the league this year, and he's shown that. But then, the thing is, I look at Boston's team, and my initial pick was that I think Boston was going to make it to the finals. I said this during my second round prediction. I said Boston's going to make it to the finals, and I think I'm going to stick with it. Just because the Bruins have been, you look at the Bruins, especially if it's going to game 7 or 6. The Bruins in elimination games, the Boston Bruins are really good. Usually the Boston Bruins, they lose game 1. Like, I think they lost game 1 against Columbus. They lost game 1 against Toronto, but they always bounce back. So I feel like tonight Carolina will end up winning game 1, but I feel like Boston, they're going to come back. They're a really good team, the Boston Bruins. They went through 2 really hard-fought series. They went through Toronto, and then they went through Columbus. Like, Columbus is such a good team. I think I'm not a big fan of Boston. I don't really like Boston, but I definitely think hopefully Carolina wins. I really want Carolina to win, but I feel like Boston will end up winning this series in 7 games just because, just Brian Marchand's just gonna hit someone and someone's gonna get injured for Carolina. It just look, that's how it goes. So I think that's what's gonna happen. And next up, San Jose and St. Louis Blues. Now, my prediction in the second round, I said the Sharks would win the Stanley Cup in my second round bracket thing. I might stick with that, but my problem with San Jose is they're a really good team. You look at their team, I mean, straight from bottom to top, their offensive core is amazing. You got Tomas Hertl, who has been my favorite player. Joe Pavelski came back in Game 7 and scored, so Pavelski, he's back. Joe Thornton, I think the hunger for the Sharks, that they want to go for the Cup, but there is 2 different Sharks teams. There is the Sharks team that's really good, where they play good defensively, they play good offensively, and they get solid goaltending from Jones. And there's the other Sharks team who lacks that. Either Martin Jones doesn't play well, or either the defense doesn't play well. There's 2 Sharks teams, and for the St. Louis Blues, they've been so damn good, and I hate it. I'm a Hawks fan, and I hate the Blues, but St. Louis has been so good. Like, Jordan Binnington, a lot of people expected Binnington to collapse in the second round. I definitely think, Ben Bishop was so amazing, but Binnington has been really solid. You look at the Blues, they have a really good defensive core. You look at their depth. St. Louis is, they're just a really well-rounded team, and they're consistent. That's the thing the Sharks have shown us, is they're consistent. The Blues. The Blues showed us that they're a consistent team. They got good goaltending, and after one game, they don't panic. On the other hand, San Jose, sometimes their power play isn't good. Sometimes the defense isn't good. And then sometimes Martin Jones isn't good. It's just a whole bunch of inconsistencies for the San Jose Sharks team. and I want to go towards the St. Louis Blues, but I'm a Hawks fan, so I'm never going to say that. But I'm going to go with Sharks in 7. I said Sharks in 7 against Vegas, and I also said Sharks in 7 against Colorado. I'm going to go Sharks in 7 again. So hopefully you did enjoy this video. Drop a like, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.